double tap that screen, like the video, and let's jump right into it. Let's start off with our guy Trump. And like I said, if you have any I'm just gonna say it now. If you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to super chat it in or send in a Venmo or Rumble. All right, let's go.
All right, President Trump just spoke to reporters ahead of his trip to Florida, so let's listen in as he takes questions.
So they want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it. So we'll see what happens. Iran wants to make a deal because they have no military left, essentially, and they want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it.
Now, Iran does want to make a deal to, open the strait, pretty much try to end the war, but Iran does not want to make a deal for its nuclear enrichment. And that's the one thing that Trump really wants is a deal on their nuclear enrichment. They want them to go non-nuclear, no enrichment at all. But Iran is saying that we're not going to give up our right to enrich, but we will negotiate, open up the strait. And Trump is saying, well, that's just not enough. And I mean, I feel him on that. It isn't enough because, trust me, the way you've been showboating, talking about they're on their knees waiting for a ceasefire, well, them telling us they're not willing to discuss their nuclear enrichment kind of lets us know where we're at.
Why are you not seeking congressional approval to extend it?
Because it's never been sought before. There's been many times, and nobody's ever gotten it before. They consider it totally unconstitutional. But we're always in touch with Congress. But nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before. It's never been used before. Why should we be different?
Are you willing to send anybody to Islamabad?
We have great respect for Pakistan and Islamabad and tremendous respect for the Prime Minister and the Field Marshal. And they're working with us. They continue to work with us. But the trip is a very long one, and we're doing everything in terms of negotiating right now, in terms of the negotiation telephonically. They've made strides, but I'm not sure if they ever get there. There's tremendous discord. They're having a tremendous problem getting along with each other in Iran. The leadership is very disjointed. It's got 2 to 3 groups, maybe 4. And it's a very disjointed leadership. And with that being said, they all want to make a deal, but they're all messed up. I spoke with your...
Here's the problem, though. He says that their leadership is disjointed or they're cracking at the seams when, well, sadly, that's just not true. Because one, if Iran wants to go back to war with us, they can. There is going to be no split division. If Iran wants to close the Strait of Hormuz like they did, they will, because there is no split division. The IRGC still runs Iran, and the IRGC is ran by who? The new Ayatollah. So trust me, there is no fracturing in leadership in Iran. Like, everybody's on the same page. Everybody agrees that they're fighting for their sovereignty here. And the problem is, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if it wasn't for this war, they probably would be going against their government because their government would already be looking upon unfavorably. And we kind of just effed that up by bombing them, which created this rally around the flag event. Now they're all in, all of them. Even the guys who hated the government are now all in on despising America. This is why we should have never got involved, and we should have just slow cooked them by destroying their currency, which was actually going in the right direction. But shout out to my man Noah Joyner. He said he could pivot to where we help them build nuclear power plants. Also, Candace Owens says she doesn't believe the moon landing. I already know, but come on. Candace Owens not believe the moon landing. She didn't believe the first moon landing because, and no, a lot of people say the moon landing is like it goes against God. It takes away the whole firmament that God was talking about in the Bible and all this good stuff. And the problem with that is that, you know what, you're not going to shut those guys up until you land on that moon, showing us 4K video and all that good stuff. You're not going to shut them up until you do that. Us just going around it just played into conspiracy, sadly. And I'm not a flat earth believer. Trust me, I'm a deep space believer. But what we did there just kind of fed into the stereotype. Well, not stereotype, but a conspiracy. Oh, God, let's make sure we double tap that screen and like the video.
The winner.
Shout out to my man Noah.
Very good man. You know, I was very strongly in favor of him in Iraq. We had a long conversation yesterday. I congratulated him. won, and with our help, he won, and we want him to do very well. And I told him that the United States is with him all the way. It was a great victory. The new head of Iraq is somebody that we support very strongly.
Pakistan has opened the land route with Iran. Did they consult you before opening it up to Iran? And are you aware of it?
That was a vicious bee. I know everything about it. Yeah, I have great respect. Are you from Pakistan? I have great respect for Pakistan and for the Field Marshal and for the Prime Minister. Yeah, I know that.
On the European Union yesterday, you talked about Italy and the withdrawal of troops from Europe, from Italy and Spain. Can you clarify with your words?
Well, I'm not happy with Italy and I'm not happy with Spain. And they feel it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Anybody that feels it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon is not
Here's
very
the funny
smart.
thing.
And
Italy and Spain, yes, they're like, funny thing is the prime minister of Italy was actually one of Trump's biggest fans. She's no longer Trump's biggest fan because her country's going through this energy crisis and might be going through a famine because of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. And Spain is going through the same thing. So they're both going through energy crisis that the president that they don't even like all that much is kind of pulling everybody into. And, you know, Spain, I mean, let's be real. I mean, they go against Israel. They go against us when it comes to NATO and upping their military spending. I mean, they go against us at every turn. So Spain, you know, is not really a surprise. Italy is a surprise because we actually had good relationships with them. And all they want us to do is stop the BS war that we're doing right now.
it'll be a terrible thing in the future. If they were ever allowed to have a nuclear weapon, you would have problems the likes of which the world has never seen before, and it's not going to happen. And aside from that, right now they have no Navy. It's been wiped out. No Air Force. It's been wiped out. They have no anything. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no radar. They have no leaders.
They still got a Navy because their speedboats and certain fleets are still out there. I mean, yeah, so they still got a Navy. They don't got an Air Force. Air Force was never really anything. I mean, we're talking about like what, jets from the 60s, 70s. So that was never really anything. We're really more focused on their missile defense system, which is still a problem. They still have thousands of missiles and drones. So they still got their Navy. They still got thousands of missiles and drones. I'm sorry, but yes, they're still able to carry out military action. And the problem is they don't even got to try to, like, here's the thing. They don't even really got to hit our equipment. They just got to start destroying infrastructure throughout the Middle East to cause maximum damage. Like I said, Iran doesn't need a nuke. They can sit there and like blow up every energy plant, every water salination center in the Middle East outside of their own. And that will be that would be about the same amount as devastation, except without the nuclear fallout. People would just be starving and going out lights.
Frankly, their leaders are very disjointed. They have a lot of problems right now. They're not getting along with each other. Their leaders are not getting along with each other. So we raised the tariffs on cars coming in from the European Union because the European Union was not adhering to the trade deal we have. So based on that, now, when they build their plants, of which they're spending over $100 billion, all countries, not just the Union. When those plants open, there won't be any tariffs. But we raised the tariffs because they were not, as usual, they were not adhering to the agreement that we have. We have a trade deal with the European Union.
All right, you're listening to President Trump there outside the White House, taking questions from reporters. He's on his way to Florida, but again, he stopped by to take some questions from reporters as they ask about the ongoing war with Iran. Let's listen in.
They essentially
a little bit of updates because it says Trump not satisfied with the latest Iranian proposal, says there may never be a deal. And this came out about a couple hours ago. So President Donald Trump said on Friday he was not satisfied with the Iranians' latest proposal to end the war. Let's see here. Speaking at the White House, Trump told reporters they're asking for things I can't agree to, casting doubt on an imminent deal. Iran's latest peace proposal, delivered via Pakistan on Thursday night, aimed to delay nuclear talks. The offer comes as early as April. Ceasefire faces a stalemate, according to regional officials. So, yeah. Pretty much, Iran's not willing to talk about their enrichment program or their nuclear program, and they're only willing to talk about, well, opening up the strait. I mean, that's all they're willing to do. I mean, they've even said that they're not willing to engage in talks until the U.S. removes their naval blockade. So we'll see what happens.
Have no military. Let me just tell you, the war powers. So many presidents, as you know, have gone and exceeded it. It's never been used. It's never been adhered to, and every other president.
Guys, let's make sure we double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people on the conversation by double tapping that screen. Appreciate the support.
Considered it totally unconstitutional, and we agree with that.
Will Iran affect your China trip given the blockade?
No, the China, it's going to be amazing. The visit with China and Chairman Xi, that's going to be great. We have the trip with China coming up. And I think it'll be an amazing event.
Mr. President, if you can't get a deal on Iran, what next? What will you do?
Well, right now we have negotiations going on. They're not getting there. They are very disjointed. They're extremely disjointed. They're not able to get along with each other as leaders. They don't know who the leader is. Their military has been defeated. If we left right now, it would take them 20 years to build back that country. But we're not satisfied at this moment.
Are you considering new strikes on Iran?
Why would I tell you that?
You're an airline. What has been the holdup on a deal? Are they
looking at it? We're looking at trying to help them. Something we're not looking to get involved with, but if we can, it's 14,000 jobs. I would say we're driving a tough deal, but it's one of those things. We'll do it or we won't. We'll have something for you today or tomorrow.
It seems like the other lenders are balking. They think they'll get bumped down in priority.
Well, they will. We come first. Hey, you know what it is? USA first, America first.
Please tell me how this is America first when Americans are facing higher gas prices. We're about to face higher prices across the board because inflation is going up, and this war doesn't seem to have an end in sight. And also, yeah, food prices are going to go up because fertilizer is not getting out there. So how is this America first when we're the ones pretty much brunting the cost of this, through higher prices? Like, how is this America first, guys? Like, I really want you to explain that, especially since Republicans are damn near leaving Trump's side and walking over to the Dems to give them amnesty through a Dignity Act. I mean, this shows us that this war is not America first, and it's only ruining the MAGA agenda, and it's only ruining Trump's presidency. And let's be real, there's going to be Republicans who are going to start jumping ship once they see Trump's numbers fall further and further because of this war. And you know what? It's like, I'm not saying, guys, because Trump did this bad, go vote for Democrats. No, not at all. But what I'm telling you guys is the reality that because of this war, we might have conceded the midterms to the Democrats. So all this fear mongering, what you going to do, vote for the Democrats? No, bro. Because of this BS ass war, now their voter turnout is going to be 10x. And because of the disencouragement of MAGA, the voter turnout for the Republican Party is going to go down. So it's not about us voting for the Democrats, about us not voting at all because you guys don't want to do what you promised. And don't blame us for that. Blame yourselves.
Including with airlines, including with Intel. We made an Intel deal. You know that, right? We made about $40 billion on that. And someday Fox and Peter is going to talk about it. But we helped out Intel, and we ended up making $40 billion. So we're looking at Spirit different.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen, like the video, guys. Let's get more people in on the conversation by double tapping that screen and smashing that like button.
Different kind of a thing, but we're looking at Spirit. If we can help them, we will. But we have to come first. We're first. It's America first.
The CEO of Anthropic came to meet Susie Wiles a week or two ago. What is the latest on your position on that company?
Well, only that they had a very good meeting.
You had a CENTCOM commander come in here yesterday. Was he briefing you on a different approach, options? What kind of options? How would it look different?
Options. I mean, do we want to go and just blast the hell out of him and finish him forever, or do we want to try and make a deal? I mean, those are the options.
Do you want to go blast the hell out of him?
I'd prefer not. On a human basis, I prefer not, but that's the option. Do we want to go in there heavy and just blast them away? Or do we want to do something? They're a very disjointed leadership, as you can understand, Peter. Very disjointed. I mean, they're not getting along with each other, and it puts us in a bad position. One group wants to make a certain deal, the other group wants to make a certain deal, including the hardliners. The hardliners want to make a deal too.
See, and I'm sorry, but if you just listen to, well, the Iranian parliament, the Iranian foreign minister, and the spokesman for the IRGC, they're all on the same page here. They all said the same thing. This is why what Trump's saying is ridiculous. When he says, oh, there's a fracture in leadership. No, they're all saying, look, if you don't remove that blockade, we're not open up the strait. And for some reason, Trump wants to sell that as, well, oh, you told us one thing during negotiations, and now you're still keeping the strait closed. Oh, what's going on? Is there a fracture in leadership? No. You told your negotiation team, told the Iranian negotiation team that they will open up, they will release their naval blockade. For some reason, you didn't let them do that. You said we were only going to release it due to nuclear talks, and that's why everything fell apart. It's not because there's dysfunction in the Iranian leadership. Like, sure, they're going through an economic crisis, but like I said, they're fighting for sovereignty right now, so they're not really caring about money. And the IRGC is already talking about, well, we'll go half pay, no pay, and we'll worry about a paycheck later. Which lets you know they're all in.
Why wouldn't they? They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no nothing.
And there was some reporting this week that because of all the firepower required for epic fury, that there are people in the White House who are starting to worry about our inventory of bombs and missiles. Are you worried?
No, we have more than we've ever had, actually. Because all over the world we have inventory, and we can take that if we need it. But all over the world we have tremendous amounts of inventory, the best. For instance, we're stocked and locked and loaded. Right now, we have more than double what we had when this started. But, we're all over the world. We're in many, many different countries, many different places, all packed up. Now, what happened is Biden came in like a stupid fool, and he gave a lot of what we had to Ukraine.
Right.
And $350 billion they spent. We don't do that. Everybody has to pay. The European Union pays us, but Biden didn't get money. He got nothing. But he gave a lot of the inventory away. Now, relatively speaking, it's not that, but it was a lot of inventory. He gave it to Ukraine. We filled it up, but we have inventory from all over the world.
Are you going to go to the G7? The G7 is in France in June. Will you go to it?
Probably.
Mr. President, with the Lebanese and Israeli leaders meeting here soon, Mr. President?
What about NATO?
Did the king change your mind? King Charles?
No. King and I had he's just a great person. He's a high quality person. I love the job he did in Congress. He actually got the Democrats to stand. He's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful lady, a wonderful queen, and we had a good time.
Mr. President, will the Lebanese
That, and I'm gonna be real with you. Who'd have knew the king was funny? The man is actually kind of funny. Shoot, a better comedian than Kimmel, I'll tell you that.
be meeting here soon at the White House?
Yeah, they're going to be coming.
And President Trump, when you go to this is going to be your first big public event since somebody tried to kill you on Saturday. Do you feel safe going to something like this today?
I don't even think about it, Peter.
You still support a pardon for Pete Rose, sir?
Oh, I think Pete Rose was great. I think Pete Rose should have been in the Baseball Hall of Fame a long time ago. A long time ago before his death. I think baseball did a great disservice by not respecting his achievements on the field. He was a great player. I knew him. I knew him well.
Sir.
He was a great player.
Will you pardon him?
It seems like you're happy with your blockade and you don't have to restart the war or you don't have to make a deal. Is that correct? Are you happy with the blockade?
The blockade has been unbelievable. Powerful, 100%. It's been actually unbelievable. If we left right now, we had a great victory, but we're not doing that.
So you don't have to do
we're
anything else?
negotiating with them. Their teams are unbelievably disjointed, but we are negotiating.
Mr. President, the NASDAQ and the S.E.T. 500 posted their biggest monthly gain since your first term, sir. Can you talk about what this means to you, the stock market performance, and do you believe that this is going to continue throughout the rest of your term?
Thank you. The stock market is hitting record numbers.
I'm sorry, but people are really going to get tired of, Trump mentioning the stock market, especially after Pam Bondi try to make an excuse. Oh, the Dow's over 50,000, even though we're talking about pedophiles trafficking children in the United States. But the Dow's over 50,000. Yeah, people aren't hearing that no more. And I'm sorry, but the success of the economy, honestly, the success of the economy or the stock market, the success of the stock market doesn't translate over to affordability for your average American. I thought we knew that. And remember, the only reason I would bring up the stock market is because the Dems were saying we were heading towards a recession. And when I would show them how GDP is up and how the stock market is going up, they look stupid. But to sit there and say, oh, that reflects how your average American is doing and how they're able to afford things, that's ridiculous.
More people working in the USA today than we've ever had working, as you know. It's in many ways. Now, when this war ends, gasoline and oil and everything is going to come tumbling down. But right now, as of this moment, the stock market has hit record highs. We have more people, again, working in the United States today than at any time in the history of our country. We are really doing well. Now, gasoline's high. Other prices are way down, but gasoline's high. But when this is over, you'll have a world without a nuclear weapon with Iran. If you allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon, the world would be in great jeopardy. So it's not going to happen. As soon as
I'm just going to keep it real. If Iran was to get a nuclear weapon, I'm telling you this right now, we would just leave them the F alone. We would leave them alone. They're not shooting at nobody because, trust me, shooting at Israel, they would literally risk a nuclear fallout affecting them as well. And then shooting at the United States, I mean, what? Did they want to get glassed overnight? So I'm sorry, but them using a nuclear weapon, no, honestly, it's outside the realm of possibility. And then if you guys want to paint them as these crazy suicidal people, well, guys, they just proven to you that, well, Iran had the capability to go ahead and shoot into Europe if they wanted to, and they didn't. Shoot, Iran had the capability of shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, destroying all our military bases, but at Midnight Hammer, they could have did that then, but they didn't. So it does kind of show that Iran does have restraint, and it's been showing restraint for a while now. We just ain't noticed until they popped off like this and they started letting us know what they can really do. And yes, you can look this up. Our military bases in the Middle East, uninhabitable. I'm sorry, radars destroyed. So, and of course, infrastructure in our favorite Middle Eastern Gulf countries are, well, not really decimated, but threatened.
As soon as the war ends, the gasoline prices
You're going down to the villages. You're going to be talking to our seniors. You've delivered for seniors, no tax on Social Security, most favored nations. Can you talk about everything that you've done to help our senior population, sir?
Well, no tax on tips. We have the largest tax cuts in the history of our country also, and regulation cuts, and it's one of the reasons we're doing so well. So we have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our seniors. We have no tax on overtime. And we something that nobody talks about. If you buy a car, if it's American made, you get a deduction on interest for income tax,
which is great.
And by the way, very importantly,
no, I'm be real with you.
Over there.
I'll be real with you. Even Dems and Republicans, we both got to agree to no tax on tips and no tax on overtime premium that, went into our taxes. That low-key helped out. I'm not even going to lie. It definitely brought down my tax bill. So shout out to the no tax on overtime and no tax on tips. That actually worked out pretty well for a lot of Americans, quite honestly. Now, only if we were, only if that was, only if we were going through tax season without going through increased pricing at the same damn time, it'd be even better. Just saying.
The greatest, you're going to have the greatest ballroom ever built. It's on time, on budget, and it's doing great.
And Mr. President, you're going to be hosting the first ever UFC fight at the White House in 45 days, sir. Can you preview the event? Can you talk about the card and what this will mean?
They have some of the greatest champions in the world. The arena, they're going to start building it over the next week. It's right here. It'll be about 5,000 seats. They'll have 100,000 people down by the ellipse with screens, and it's all free. It's going to be great. I got to go.
tracking this man
All right, so
down.
you've been listening to President Trump outside the White House there, taking questions from reporters before he heads out to Florida for
Oh,
the
damn.
weekend.
I ain't
want to
gonna
go.
lie. He's right. UFC Freedom 20, well, not 2025, but 250. Yes, UFC Freedom 250 is Sunday, June 14th. We got Ilya Topuria, which is a really cold lightweight. I mean, man, this man got the hands of a heavyweight, put it on these lightweight guys, knocking their ass out. Alex Pereira, I mean, bro, if you're a UFC fan, you know Alex Pereira is low-key cold. That man is cold. And then there's Sean O'Malley. And Sean O'Malley's fallen off a little bit from his last 2 wins, but he's still a good fighter.
Live to the White House right now with our Olivia Rinaldi. And Olivia, good to see you again today. I am curious about your takeaways from some of what the president had to say there.
Me too.
Hey, Mugo, a lot of ground just covered there by the president talking to the press. First, he did say that the U.S. received that proposal from the Iranians. Remember, we talked about that earlier this hour. This is the another proposal that the Iranians had said after the president rejected their initial proposal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and talk about the nuclear issue later. Instead, the president said he received the next deal, but he did say, I'm not satisfied with it. That is the headline to me from that, because this could have been a big breakthrough. This could have been perhaps a sign that they were ready to come to the table and make a deal. The president seems to be rejecting the latest proposal from them. He also was talking
I'm
about
real with you, and this is what makes it kind of like it makes it kind of dumb for him to have this stance. Because look, he could have got the Strait of Hormuz open. He just removed the naval blockade. There you go. There goes the relief on the global economy. So, all right, now everything's slowly getting back to normal, and then you could work towards Iran, towards a nuclear deal. But I'm sorry, when you act in bad faith, you bomb them every time they step into negotiations. We agree to one thing and then we do another. I'm sorry, but you can't sit there and expect these guys to trust us to do the right thing when we've done nothing but bad faith diplomacy. And I know a lot of you people cheer it on and say, oh, F those terrorists. Well, guess what? Now we got to show good faith diplomacy towards those same terrorists if you want to get this war concluded.
Groups inside
Why should it did in the first place?
There are 3 to 4 different groups inside who can't make up their minds. He said they're, quote, all messed up. He's also not happy and not satisfied with the deal that they gave, as we talked about. The president also did confirm that he is still going to visit China in 2 weeks. That was notable to me because, of course, that initial visit was supposed to happen end of March, beginning of April. It ended up being postponed because of the war in Iran, security reasons as well. And even though the war is still raging on, the president says he is still going to go. On the ceasefire, the president was asked, given the fact that he is saying that this proposal is no.
Oh, guys, make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people in the conversation. Bye. Double tapping that screen or smashing that like button, depending on how you're watching.
Good, and he is not satisfied with it. Well, what is he willing to do with the Iranians if he is going to, quote, blast the hell out of them? The president said, I prefer not to from a humanitarian standpoint, but said he's not going to broadcast what he's planning to do other than saying he's just not happy with the Iranians right now. But he said he is happy with the blockade that is in place, which this administration believes is squeezing the Iranians and getting them to a point where they are starting to capitulate.
And I'm sorry, but you know what kills me about it is like the low. All right, I'm trying not to be mean, but it's the low IQ stance of, oh, this blockade is hurting Iran. It's like, you know, this blockade is also hurting Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, UAE, like all of our neighbors as well is also being affected like the same way. So they're losing money while Iran's losing money. But here's the problem, though. Iran, they can keep fighting while losing money. Like, Iran's economy was already in the toilet in January. It's why they had the protests in the first place. So Iran has already been going through these sanctions, already been going through a bad economy, and they've been doing this forever now. But you know who hasn't been doing this forever? You know who isn't used to that? Our Gulf allies.
Perhaps not enough, as the president says he is not okay with their latest proposal. It was also quite notable that he was asked about the War Powers Act, which we also talked about, the fact that it's been 60 days. So typically you can have this war authorization for 60 days, but after that,
I've heard 90. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to look it up and double check, but I've been hearing 90 go around. So I heard Trump actually got 30 more days, not just 60. before he has to go ask approval for Congress. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Congress might actually disappoint us. Some of y'all think like, oh, he'll finally be stopped. Oh no, he won't. I was telling you, bro. Some of these Dems are, playing in your face like they disagree with the war, but behind closed doors are throwing up the pom poms. So watch out for that.
Congress has to formally declare war under the War Powers Act, and then this conflict can continue. The president did say on that specifically, let me just pull up the quote. He said, let me just tell you on the war powers, so many presidents have gone and exceeded it. It's never been used. It's never been adhered to. And every other president considered it totally unconstitutional. And we agree with that. So notable there, he's not planning to ask Congress if they can continue this conflict for longer. We also know there have been Republicans on Capitol Hill who have been expressing a little bit of concern and worry about, one, the president not asking for that authorization, and two, just the price tag associated with this war. We know Pentagon officials on Capitol Hill yesterday said it was $25 billion, but our CBS News reporting suggests it is closer to $50 billion, which is a big price tag for 60 days. So a lot of ground covered there by the president. I also want to note he did say at one point gasoline prices are high right now. I'm curious to see what the stock market is doing.
No, it's hilarious though. Like, yes, gas price is over like what? It's $4.20, and that's the national average. So national average. So if it's lower than that, I mean, God bless you. But I'm telling you this right now, most Americans are dealing with the over $4 gas, and it's looked like it's going to keep going up because oil futures have not budged from that over $100. Like, we can go to oil futures right now just to let you know where we're at with it. And still, WTI trading over $107. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. The Brent crude at almost 120. That's devastating. So yeah, anybody that tells you, oh, the prices are just gonna go back to normal as soon as this war is over, I'm sorry, but they're an idiot and they don't know how supply chain has to catch up in order for these prices to go down. And then they also don't understand that even if this war was to conclude today and these drop down to like 80, we had them at 60, 50, $60. That's when gas prices are gonna go down. So even if we end this war now, we'll still be facing high gas prices for the next 6 months. And that's just already. And that's if we end the war now. If we keep this going, it's going to keep going. It's going to lead into the midterms. Actually, it's too late for that. It's going to lead into the midterms and also lead into next year. But for some reason, Trump is going to tell you this is the best thing ever for you, even though this is going to hurt only you. I mean,